Oh, and thank you for coming back to enjoy another in the continuing series of William Carey Stories of Great Christians. Today, we are in chapter 8, and I guess in the last chapter we found out, to William's surprise, that his on-again, off-again wife decided to marry him, have children. Of course, they suffered a tough loss as the last one. So now as we get ready, make sure that you leave a comment if you have one, and don't forget, hit subscribe. It's always good to have you along. Here we go, Lord willing, chapter 8.
Stories of Great Christians. From its radio studios in Chicago, the Moody Bible Institute greets its friends everywhere with Chapter 8 of the transcribed dramatization, William Carey of India. William Carey was born to hard work and poverty. As the son of a humble village weaver, Carey had nothing to look forward to but an undistinguished life and a nameless grave. But when God entered William Carey's life, he changed him from a simple cobbler, a mender of shoes, into the brilliant and resourceful leader of a mighty missionary movement that shook the world. In the year 1787, William Carey, now 26 years old, was working as a shoemaker and church pastor in the little village of Moulton, England. He had passed through many difficult times. Now it seems his hardships were over. However, just about this time, the idea of a worldwide missionary effort began slowly to take shape in Will's mind. This all started with his reading of the famous Journal of Captain Cook, the well-known explorer. With this as a springboard, he went on to devour every book he could lay his hands on that had any bearing on the subject. He read about India, China, and Africa and America, and the many remote sections of Europe. And as he pursued these studies, one idea began to possess his soul. As he said himself,
"I've thought about it and prayed about it. I've read the arguments for it and the arguments against it. But day by day, one burning truth takes increased possession of my mind. The peoples of all the world need Christ."
Not only did William Carey study these remote regions of the globe, but he made himself what was probably the first missionary map. He marked out carefully the outline of each nation in the world and wrote down every scrap of information he could find about its population, its area, its customs and religions. And often in the silence of the night, with the curtains drawn across the windows of his cottage, Will Carey would scan his map by candlelight and, kneeling before it, pour out his soul to God. Next to the missionary map, there was another important influence on William Carey at this time. It was a little pamphlet written by a clergyman named Andrew Fuller. Fuller's pamphlet did not deal directly with the subject of foreign missions, but opposed the widely held view that salvation was limited by God to a few chosen ones. Fuller believed that salvation was free to everyone who would accept Christ. And as William Carey read this while working in his little shop, the call of the mission field began to sound even louder in his soul.
Come in. Come in. Yes, sir?
Good afternoon, sir. Are you Mr. I beg your pardon.
Something I can do for you, sir?
Well, I don't know. You're the village shoemaker?
Aye. Good work, reasonably done. That's my motto. Happen you saw my signboard?
Well, no. I wasn't really looking for a shoemaker. I guess I've made a mistake. I pulled the third house from the corner and must have counted wrong.
Well, now, don't rush off with you, sir. If I could set you straight, who are you looking for?
Let me see. I have his name right here. He's the pastor of a local church. Name of William Carey.
Well, you've come to the right place for him.
You're William Carey?
Aye, for 26 years now.
But I thought you were the pastor of the church.
That I am, sir. And a shoemaker as well. And some say a much better shoemaker than a pastor.
No, I can't believe that from what I've heard of you, but perhaps I should introduce myself. My name's Andrew Fuller.
How do you do, Mr. Did you say Fuller?
That's right.
Are you the writer?
Well, I'm a minister like yourself, Mr. Carey. However, I have written a few things.
Look here. This book I've been reading, is this yours?
Let me see. The Gospel Worthy of Acceptance? Yes, that's my book.
Tell me, do you really believe what you've written here?
I would not have written it otherwise.
Then Mr. Fuller, sit down, sir. Why, you're just the man I've been wanting to talk to.
It was a providential meeting, this meeting between Andrew Fuller and William Carey, and indeed a happy occasion for the cause of Christ. As they sat in the little workshop, eagerly discussing the new ideas that Fuller had presented in his pamphlet, little did they think that their lives were to be strangely and wonderfully woven together for many years to come. Fuller's mission in visiting Carey on that particular occasion was to invite the already well-known young pastor to a Baptist ministers' meeting to be held the following month in the city of Northampton.
Silence, please. Silence. Thank you, gentlemen. Now that we've concluded our official business, shall we turn to something of a lighter nature, in which we can all participate? As you know, it's our custom at this point to invite one of the younger, shall I say, less mature members of our association to suggest some topic for general discussion. Very well. Is there such a suggestion? Come, young masters. Is there no one with a suggested topic for general discussion? Some matter about which you desire the guidance of more mature and experienced minds? Please now, speak up without fear. There's someone in the back row. You, sir, speak up.
Dr. Ryland, I have a topic to propose.
What's that, young man? You'll have to speak louder. Come closer to the platform, if you will.
Well, sir, I have a topic to propose that...
Just a minute, sir. I'm not sure I know your name, young man.
If you'll excuse me, Dr. Ryland.
Yes, Mr. Fuller?
I should have introduced you before, sir. This is William Carey of Malden.
What's that? Carey? William Carey? Oh, yes, now I recall. William Carey. We've heard some good things of you, young man. In a small way, of course.
Thank you, sir.
Not at all, Carey. Now, this subject you're about to propose for discussion.
Well, sir, I hesitate...
Please, don't hesitate, Mr. Carey. We're all young once ourselves, and we know too well how small problems can appear very large in the mind of a young minister. Go ahead, Mr. Carey, state your question.
Well, Dr. Ryland, I've been wondering lately if Christ's Great Commission, go ye into all the world and preach the gospel, is not as binding on us today as it was on the apostles.
Silence, please. Mr. Carey, I trust I misunderstood your question.
Why, no, sir. I don't think so.
Mr. Carey, I suggest you withdraw your question and substitute another.
Well, I'd rather not, if you don't mind. I'd like...
Mr. Carey, you must be a miserable fanatic for even suggesting such a subject. Yes, Dr. Moore, have you a comment?
Only a word, Dr. Ryland. Commendable as Mr. Carey's enthusiasm is, there's one question that comes to mind. Mr. understand you expect another Pentecost with flaming tongues so that we can go to the ends of the earth and preach in Arabic, Bengali, and Hindustani.
Dr. Moore is right. When God gets ready to convert the heathen, he can do it without Mr. Carey's help.
Gentlemen, if you'll only listen to me. As for the language difficulty, I believe that a man can learn any language on earth in the space of a year or two, and then he'll be able to preach the gospel.
That's enough. That's enough. We've heard quite enough of this.
But Dr. Ryland, I only...
Mr. Carey, you may sit down, sir.
William Carey's question had fallen on the meeting like a thunderbolt. Even Andrew Fuller was startled at his young friend's proposal. So Mr. Carey sat down. He was silent, but only for the moment. He was disappointed, but not discouraged, because he was sure of his ground. He was on fire with the missionary spirit of the early church, and he realized what his older colleagues seemed to have forgotten: the depth and length and breadth of human need, as well as the all-sufficiency of the gospel. Andrew Fuller realized it too, and like Carey, he was bitterly disappointed.
Well, what now, Will?
I don't know, Andrew. I just don't know what to say.
They treated you terribly, Will. I'm awfully sorry.
Oh, that. It's not important. It just... Well, I never expected such bitter hostility.
Yes, they're pretty strong against the whole idea, I'm afraid.
Strong against it? Why, you'd think I'd suggested a trip to the moon.
Yes, I know, Will. But we can't be too resentful. After all, old Ryland's a good man.
Aye, indeed he is. So old Dr. What did he say his name was?
Dr. Moore.
Oh, yeah. Ryland and Moore. Well, they're both good men, but blind.
Well, we must open their eyes, Will.
Yes, Andrew, but how? How can we do it?
Oh, if there only was something concrete. Something we could lay into their hands. Wait. I have it. A book.
A book?
Yeah.
The making of books, there is no end. There have been already books written on the subject, Andrew.
Not the kind of a book you could write, Will.
I? Oh, but Andrew, I could...
Listen, I've seen that map of yours, Will.
Map?
Yes, the missionary map on the wall of your cottage.
Oh, that. Well, what about it?
Tell me, how long have you been working on it?
Oh, I don't know. 5 years, perhaps, but I don't see how that...
Think of it. 5 years' work. You've marked every country in the world with information on population, natural resources, religions, customs, ceremonies.
Aye, I've read hundreds of books and magazines and newspapers to collect the information. I've constantly revised it so it's completely up to date at all times.
Wonderful. Now, supposing you could put it into a book.
What? Why, that's
No,
ridiculous.
listen, Will. A book. Think now. Its first section would contain a clear explanation of God's command to take the gospel into all the world.
Aye, what then?
Then you tell of the great need of the world. You tell them of the various countries, their populations and people. You tell them of the millions dying without Christ. That should awaken their consciences as nothing else.
I wonder, could it be...
It will work. I'm convinced of it.
I half believe you're right, Andrew. All right, I'll do it. Only, there's just one thing.
What?
I've never written a book. If I botched it, well, it might just do more harm than good.
Don't worry, Will. You won't botch it. You keep trusting God for guidance. The book will come out all right.
And so we conclude Chapter 8 of William Carey of India. We are presenting another in the transcribed series of stories of great Christians, which come to you from the radio studios of the Moody Bible Institute in Chicago.
interesting that so often we consider sharing love among one another, the local gospel, the local congregation, the local church. But do we think past our nose? Do we look past what we can see? Can we imagine the world out there whom we haven't seen very often, who need Christ, who don't know the things you know, who've never experienced the love and the grace and the forgiveness that's so essential for every man, woman, and child to know? William Carey knew that truth, as did his friend. The church he was pastoring, they might add a different idea. And so, his friend came up with the idea for the book. Pretty good idea since he was doing so much study and research. I'll tune in again next week for Chapter 9 to find out how that book went and what effect it took on the congregation. Until next time, please join us again for Stories of Great Christians. Thanks for coming along. If you've got a comment, leave it. And if you are so inclined to hit subscribe, join us. Till next time, God bless.